So then guys, can you believe it? In around about 5 to 6 months from now, we could be seeing the next generation of the MacBook Pro, and that could have the M5 inside of it. So today I want to give you all the details of everything we know about the next generation MacBook Pro. Now to start with, one of the big questions you guys are wanting to know is, will we be getting a brand new design with the MacBook Pro this time round? Well, the answer I'm going to say is probably unlikely. More likely it's going to be the M6 that's going to get that, and we've been hearing lots of leaks and rumors, as you can see right here, saying an OLED MacBook Pro is on its way with a brand new design with that. So if you're holding out for that OLED MacBook Pro that will replace, say, the mini LED like we have in this MacBook Pro right here, well, I'm going to say you're going to have to wait probably at least another, say, year to 18 months when that will come available, probably at the end of 2026 or even into early 2027. We'll just have to wait and see on that one with the brand new design of the MacBook Pro. But going back to the current MacBook Pro right now, well, the current one we have with the M4 inside it, the M4 series, this got introduced to us back at the end of 2024, where we got the M4, M4 Pro and the M4 Max put inside of it. Like I said, the actual design of the MacBook Pro hasn't really changed whatsoever. And in fact, we've had the same design for the MacBook Pro since 2021, when we had the M1 Pro and we had the M1 Max, and then we had the M2 Pro and the M2 Max, and it wasn't until we got to the M3 series where we actually got the normal standard M3 in this kind of design that you're seeing right here, right now, with saying the M4 inside of it. So more than likely for the M5 series, we're going to get the exact same design again. Maybe we might get a different color introduced, like how we got the, brand new kind of like space kind of black kind of color that was introduced with the M3 series, and that was obviously exclusive to the M3 Pro and the M3 Max, but come to the M4, we got that available in the normal M4. But, for the M5, we may get another new color, but apart from that, really the overall design is going to stay exactly the same. So, I'm talking about saying having those 3 USB-C ports or Thunderbolt 4 ports with it, then also an SD card slot as well, HDMI, and obviously all the usual other bits and pieces like battery life, maintaining around exactly the same amount on average, and things like this too. Overall, the actual same design is going to stay exactly the same for the next generation with the M5 MacBook Pro. But where there is going to be a change with this actual model in 2025 is, like I said, is talking about the M5 chipset. So this is going to be probably the biggest upgrade, if anything, you're going to notice what's going to be happening underneath the hood. Now the M5, I want to talk to it in about 2 different ways. We've heard a leak and rumor coming out that TSMC are building, say, a brand new sort of 3D kind of chip technology where they can build resistors on top of each other, what's going to be really, really cool. And this basically means it will make the chip even more efficient and faster too. Obviously, we don't know what this is going to do to thermals at this stage, but obviously efficiencies are always good. So this could actually push out the battery life maybe a little bit more. I know I just said battery life probably won't go up anymore. What I mean by that is the actual battery cells inside, they're not going to get any bigger, but how that is handled may change quite a bit with the M5. So battery life in that sense, yeah, maybe a little bit longer. We'll have to wait and see on that. And then also performance could actually be increased by a fair bit here, where we've actually heard from TSMC where they're saying they're building this new 3D kind of technology. We're putting resistors on top of each other and stacking them. This is going to be really interesting to see how this actually comes out when we get those new M5 chipsets coming out later on this year. Now, something else that could also change with the M5 is the amount of cores, and also I want to tell you guys when we're actually probably likely going to get our hands on this new M5 MacBook Pro, because I keep saying the end of the year. But before that, I want to tell you something that's going to happen way before the release of the M5 MacBook Pros, and that is the giveaway we're doing on the channel for this right here. This here is a MacBook Air, and this here is a 13.6-inch model with an M4 chip inside of it, sky blue, and I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber on this channel at the end of June time this year in 2025. And you can still enter into this giveaway right now. It's really easy to do. all you have to do at this stage is very simply put down into the comments below of what technology gear you're hoping to get in 2025. Maybe it's going to be a new MacBook Pro later on this year. Maybe it's going to be a new iPhone. Maybe it's got nothing to do with Apple whatsoever. It could be a new Nintendo Switch 2 when that comes out, or it could be something else like an RTX graphics card or an RTX graphics card laptop. Just put it down into the comments below right now. Now, the other part of this giveaway is going to be happening, like I said, near the end of June time when I'm going to be giving this away, where I'll be making another video giving you more details about the actual giveaway. So, this will be, a form to fill in, get more information of when it's actually going to happen, the live stream. So you won't want to miss out on this video. So the best thing you can do right now is make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell, because you'll definitely want to watch that. Plus, you also want to be a subscriber too, because obviously I'm giving this to a subscriber. The other thing I just want to quickly say is that the actual specs of this MacBook Air have actually been specced up a little bit here. We've got the 13.6-inch model, like I said, sky blue, but the M4 chip is actually, I like to call it the full fat version of the M4. So this is the top 10-core CPU and 10-core GPU inside of it. And then on top, it's also been upgraded to 24 gigabytes of RAM, and then it's also got 512 gigabytes of storage. It doesn't have 256, so this has been specced up a little bit more there. So yeah, one lucky person is going to get their hands on this around the end of June time when I'm going to make that announcement. But the last thing I also want to quickly say is, sadly, there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating you, telling you to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore these people. Best to see right here. Please do report them. So moving back to the M5 MacBook Pro, what about cores and also the release time? So let's talk about the actual cores. As we talked about, we're going to probably be getting that new TSMC sort of 3D resistors built on each other to be more efficient, more powerful and everything like that. But what Apple may also do is also provide us with a few extra cores inside of it. Right now, the M4 chip, that actually gives us a 10-core CPU and a 10-core GPU. So the 10-core CPU element of this actually gives us 6 efficiency cores and 4 performance cores. And this was the first time Apple actually updated it to actually have 2 more cores actually inside of it. We used to actually only have 4 efficiency cores and 4 performance cores. So this was the first time this was actually switched up here. But what may actually also happen is that Apple may decide to actually make some changes on the GPU side. When we got the first M1 MacBook Pro and MacBook Air, we had about 7 or 8 cores in that, mainly 8 cores in most of the M1 sort of models out there. But we've always had an 8-core GPU for that, and then it actually got updated to a 10-core GPU when we got to the M2 sort of series, and then it stayed the same for the M3, but it was only the M4, we got the update to the actual sort of CPU side, but the GPU stayed exactly the same again with having 10 cores. So you get the idea. The next logical upgrade would be to give us some additional more GPU cores, because this is the one area that I would say that Apple are a little bit behind in its sort of dedicated sort of graphics. It is still great, but more than likely, if Apple are going to give us more cores, it's going to be in the GPU. So probably we could be seeing a 12-core GPU and a 10-core CPU. Probably the same setup with the CPU. So we're talking 6 efficiency cores, 4 performance core, but a 12-core GPU. What will be absolutely amazing to see in the likes of the M5 chip. Now, so when we're actually going to get our hands on the new MacBook Pro with the M5 inside of it, well, more than likely it's going to be after the iPhone event. The iPhone event is going to be happening in September time, so more targeting towards, say, probably October or early sort of November time, just like what we had with the M4 and the M3. So, an event may happen right at the end of October, but we have to get our hands on the new M5 MacBook Pro right at the beginning of November time. And it looks like this is where Apple are targeting, looking at the leaks that we've seen about this. So yeah, this is really, really exciting to see that obviously Apple got production of the M5 chip, and that it's most likely going to be coming out around about that time. So this is really super awesome news to hear. But really, guys, like I said, we are going to be keeping the same design of the MacBook Pro. Nothing really is going to be changed there. If you are waiting out for a brand new design, then I would say wait out another year or so we get those OLED MacBook Pros around there. But yeah, like I said, that's still going to be about a year from now when we're going to have to get our hands actually on those. But with that then, guys, are you excited for the new MacBook Pros? Are you going to be getting the M5? Are you just going to wait it out now to the OLED version? Well, let me know in the comments below. And with that as well, guys, it's time to wrap up this video too, so if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. And as always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.